So welcome to the first training for July. It is officially the new financial year. I don't know if that means anything, but it means we're almost finished with winter, right? Kind of. So Naomi and I want to jump on our training today because we've got so many new people. So I want to give a massive, massive shout out to every single one of you who are brand new. A big shout out to Tanya. She's brand new DVF, got DVF in her first day. I love it. There's so many more. I know those of you who are Team Pina Colada, Naomi can give you guys a shout out because she is all over that. But we had so many new people join us, lots of promotions. I think we're still on a high from conference. So we wanted to jump on and I guess get it back to basics, talk about how to succeed in this business, how keeping the simplicity of this business. And I want to share with you guys what I do. This is what I teach, and this is what I found works, and then Naomi will feed off what I say, because at the end of the day, we all do something slightly different for what works for us, but you know, whatever's worked, we share, and then you either duplicate it, you might tweak it, whatever it might be. So I'm going to get straight into it. If you guys have any questions along the way, chuck it in the chat. So I wanted to touch on what I actually do to help to get people to sign up, right? Because at the end of the day, we want to help people. We want the customers. We want team. We want to, officially get them on the virtual office so they can get their product and start working their business. So the way that I share information, I don't want to overcomplicate it. And I find that the more we do this business, the more ideas we get and the more we get creative and we want to do all these things and we focus on how can we help people, when we really need to be focusing on who we can help. And Nat Baldock said this at our Sunday, the values training post-conference. And oh my gosh, it was like a big slap in the face for me. I'm like, this is gold, because I've been focusing, I'll be so honest with you, I've been focusing so much on how can I help people. And I've been doing branding, and I've been doing my groups, and I've been doing all the stuff where I'm not actually having conversations like I should be, like the amount that I want to be having. And because I'm focusing on how can I help them, I'm making it all about me and what I want to do, right? And then when that said, focus on who you want to help. And I'm like, do you know, when I think that, it takes away all the pressure of, am I doing this right? Am I doing the right system? Have I said the right thing? Because when I break it down to that individual person, because that's who I want to help, rather than trying to say, I want to help 20 people. How can I help 20 people this month? Instead, I'm like, who can I help? I want to help Mary, whoever Mary is, right? I want to help Mary. So I'm going to go have a conversation with Mary. Automatically, I've made it feel like it's all about Mary. I'm just going to go talk to her. I'm going to go see if I can see how she's going. How is her health going? How's work going? How is life going? Having this genuine conversation and learning about her, so then I can tailor what we have to her. Because guys, we can tailor fruits and vegetables to every single person. Fruits and vegetables are pretty much the answer to everything when it comes to anything to do with health. And we know that this business is the answer to anything that comes down to the financial side of things, because you can earn an income by sharing our product. That's how simple it is. So I hope that makes sense. And when I really focus on, okay, who can I help? It actually got me excited. So then what do I do? Now I want to share with you how I get the information across, because you can learn from all the different, leaders or people that inspire you, and you ask them, what do you do to be successful? It's like, yep, talk to people, share the product, share the business. Cool. Like, how do you do that? I know I just said not to get caught up on the how, but once you're done the who you're helping, how do I give them the information? So, we have Facebook groups and we have YouTube. And this is what I use if I'm doing things through social media or Messenger. Obviously, if I'm talking to someone on the phone or in person, I give them the spiel, because it's fruits and veg in a capsule. That's it. Right? So so it's just changed to, I use the Nourished Hub. I know a lot of you use it. And if you have a different group that you use that's all about product info, perfect. I use the Nourished Hub Transformations. So the Nourished Hub Transformations, it's got a pinned post with the product information. When someone asks me about, they want more info on the product, and I've learned about what's their health goals, I always find out what their health goals are. I say, cool, if I tagged you in a video, would you watch it? if I would you. It's so good. You always want to ask permission. If I'm tagging, if I tagged you in a video, would you watch it? Great. I don't even need to ask them, can I add you to a group? If I tagged you in a video. To tag them in the video, I need to add them to the group. I add them to the Nourish Hub transformations, and then once I've tagged them, I go back and then I tag them in the pinned post. If there's any transformations in there that I know that they will relate to, say it's IBS, and I search IBS, I know there's one from Jade Moffat in there, and I'll tag them in that, and I'll go back to the chat and saying, hey, just let you know, I've done the tag, it's in this group. I've also tagged you in one of my good friend's stories, how it's helped her with this. I think you would really relate to it. So that's how I do product. Now, what's really cool, and I'm going to share, this is something, I know Amber, so Amber Trigler in our team, and Amber's got an incredible customer base. She's absolutely rocking it, but she doesn't really use the Nourish Hub's transformation. What works for her is sending a link, so sending a YouTube link. And I used to do this back in the day. So if you don't want to use a group, the benefit I find of a group is once they're in there, they're going to continually see new content. Because if they're a no for now, I've had a lot of customers potentials be a no for now. And then I post something and they've related to it. And then they're like, okay, I'm ready to go. So that's the benefit of using a group. You don't have to. Otherwise, you want to send a video link because it stops you from sending a 1,000-word essay on explaining the benefits of the product and why they should take it and why you love it, blah, blah, blah. I find if you send a short link, I'm not even going to tell you what video to use because this is up to you. I could say video I like from YouTube and you'll be like, oh my God, that will not relate to anyone I'm talking to. So there's no point me telling you. What you can do is you can put aside 15 minutes and just search YouTube, Juice Plus information, product video. There's so many out there and have a little watch. Obviously, you don't want to send something more than 5 minutes long to a potential customer because ask yourself, if someone sent you more than a 5-minute video just on the product, would you actually put the time, like you're a busy mum with kids running around, right? Are you going to like have more than 5 minutes to stop and watch a video? It's going to be realistic. So send them a quick video link to watch. And remember, if I sent you a video, would you watch it? Get their permission first. Because then if they've said yes and you send it, you're allowed to do the follow-up. If you just if you just send links without permission, imagine that, put yourself in those shoes. So that's how I get information across. So once they've watched the videos give a shitload of information in a short period of time. And it's other than like a huge essay that people are going to see and be like, whoa, that's way too big. Cool, makes sense? And then quickly with the business, it's the same thing. I either use a group. So I use the Wellness Girl Co opportunity group. I know it's very niche. If you have people who you know will align with it, you chuck them in the group each week. I interview someone, I share something about the business. It's like doing live events, but like in person, but in a group. And I'm going to use Amber again as an example. I know that she, most of her tribe isn't wellness girls, and that's totally cool. She has a YouTube video that she first saw when she joined the business, and it's those 30 minutes when we used to do Zoom events, recording. So it talked about product and into business, and she shares that. And I love that. And I used to do that too. And sometimes when I talk to people who are not wellness girls, obviously I do my best to talk to my tribe. I'll find them a video that I know can relate. We have heaps on Team Coconuts. You can literally just search YouTube and find one you like. Now with this, and this is my mindset on this. So I just want to share this. You can either relate to it. It might not work for you. Totally cool. Now, when we do share a business video with business information or someone's interested in the business, I will share a 30-minute or 25-minute recording of our online event. So it's product, business, and all the stories. Because if you want someone in your team, you want someone to do this business with you, you're going to want them to want to be able to give 25 to 30 minutes to learn about the business. Yeah, I know we have cool 5-minute ones and that's like a drip feed. But at the end of the day, if you're not getting online if you need something to send them a video and you haven't done a face-to-face catch-up with them, I always say if they can't commit to 30 minutes, to watching a video, how are they going to commit 30 minutes a day to running a business? And that's okay because not this business, anyone can do it, but it's not for everyone. You know what I mean? So I think it's keeping it simple of sharing the information, find a way where there's the content on videos, and video links are really, really good for people to use to get the info. And I know Naomi will probably go into this after, which is, you know, what's the next after that? Because they've got the information, and I'm going to hand it over so we don't go over time. And I'm assuming, Naomi, you're going to go into like 3-way calls and stuff. So it's getting into that, getting them face-to-face, getting them on a call or a catch-up. And I want to finish with the example. So Tonya, it's all of Tonya's first team training, and I'm talking all about her today. So Tonya signed up under Amber. So Amber lives, so I'm in Perth. Amber's 5 hours away down south in Denmark. Tonya lives around the corner from me. It's great. And so this is the beauty of this business. Amber's like, hey, Kim. Well, I actually offered it. I was like, I can catch up with Tonya. I live around the corner. Let's go down by the ocean and have a cuppa and talk about this business. And that's the beauty of this. If you have, like, to get it face to face, you're either going to use Zoom or Facebook video chat, or get face to face. And if you can't be face to face, but you work closely with an upline, you know, I went and I explained stuff to Tonya, and apparently I did make sense, because she said yes. Like, it all makes sense, so that's good. And that's how we help each other, and we get the clarification face to face, whether that's through a computer screen or in person. I'm just going to pop it on gallery. Does that, you know, I like to ramble when I talk about things, but does that system make sense? And that's kind of what we all do. Those of you who are in the business, it's kind of what we do, right? But focus on who can I help, and then follow that system, right? How can I get them the information? Using video information is always really good, because it makes it personal, and they see it rather than just typing really long messages. That's just my 2 cents from there. I'm going to hand it over to Naomi. You have to unmute yourself, babe.
Yeah, all good. Awesome. Okay, everyone can hear me all good? My internet's a bit funny because the weather's been really bad today, but it's really funny. I think Kim said it about 10 times already, and it's what, you know, we kind of like fluffed around going, okay, so what are we actually going to do? Yep, okay, I'll kind of like, you know, for training tonight, we'll kind of like feed off each other. And my heading on my page that I wrote was keep it simple, because we were going back to basics. So we're obviously on the same page with that. We've both gotten to that point in the business where things can get, you know, really overwhelming. There's 1,000,001 different things to do, and it can feel like that the day that you sign up as well, because you feel like you don't know anything yet. But the one thing that you can do that is going to like just breathe sticks into your business is keep it simple. That is all you need to do. Like Kim said, who can you help? As soon as you've got that list of, you know, you can actually visualize the people. I had a new teamie, it's actually a new teamie of Helga's that we had just set up recently. I don't think she's on the call tonight, but she literally just went through the testimonials page, and as things were popping up saying what people had, you know, she was reading the testimonials, and then she would read one about diabetes, and she'd be like, okay, I know 4 people with diabetes, write down their names. One came up with asthma. I know, you know, 3 families with kids with asthma, write down their names. She actually used that as a memory jogger for real people in her life. And that's where she's gone to now to start her conversations. Who can you help? That's how simple it is. The how honestly does not really matter. It's as simple as reaching out and having a conversation. We all know how to have a conversation, guys. If it goes back, if you need to take it back, you know, pair it all the way back again where you go, but I'm in this business and I'm in it to get a customer, forget the business. Pretend like you have not, but pretend like the Juice Plus business does not exist. Go and have a conversation, start a conversation with someone. How would you talk to them before Juice Plus? Talk to them that way. You know what I mean? It's simply about connecting, building rapport, you know, deepening that relationship. You know, obviously some people are close friends and family. Others you are people that you've reconnected with since high school and haven't actually spoken to in years, but you're just Facebook friends. So there's different levels of relationships here, but it's all about deepening those and building that rapport and building that trust. So it's who can you help? And again, like Kim said, everyone needs fruits and veg. It's a universal thing that every single person needs in their life. So it's who can you help? Start the conversation. Don't word vomit. It's literally about, like I said, you know, creating that kind of flow in conversation. Don't write a conversation like one message that's like 50 paragraphs long and they're writing back one line back. Like you've got to kind of match their intensity. You know, you just kind of like let them kind of gauge how the conversation's going and match what they're doing. And with questions, you know, find out information. It doesn't always have to be like, so how's your health? You know, like you don't have to be like so blunt and obvious. Remember, this is about a to and fro conversation. But the more that you're doing that, the more that things are going to lead into, you know, like, you know, what have you been up to lately? What do you do now? Where do you live? Generally, whatever questions you ask them, it's going to open up the opportunity for you to talk about the same, you know, answer those same questions for yourself. And so that's where you can start to sort of flesh out, you know, and lead people in a certain direction, which is what this is all about, right? And then from there, it's just about getting people into three ways. Now, that can be in a conversation, like through Messenger. It can be onto a call, into a Zoom call. This is literally the method that I use. If I can not send a link, I actually prefer to get them onto a call. Okay, so, or into some kind of three-way chat. Now, it does not actually matter. Like, it doesn't have to be your upline that you do the three-way call or message or Zoom or whatever with. It can be anyone that you think that person is going to relate to, or a sideline buddy that you think that you just work well with. It can be absolutely anyone, but have it, you know, do it with someone that actually has a little bit of experience so that they can, you know, ask the right questions, ask quality questions to kind of take things in a certain direction. So obviously go upline if you're brand new, but you know, if you're at that level, like for me, I will often get people within my team as my third way validation on a call. And it's not because I don't know the answers or I don't know what to say, but it's all about validation. Someone is going to believe someone else more than they're going to believe me if they know me. So, and that's just how the human psychology works. So use that to your advantage. You know, when you're at that point. So again, I'll go through that. Keep it simple. Who can you help? Start a conversation, build rapport, get them onto a three-way. And you can do this like with dozens of people at the same time. It's not like it's one person at a time. Like it's not a one-person project at a time. You can do this with many, many people. Start many conversations, and different people are going to end up at that point of getting onto like a three-way call or Zoom or whatever it is at different times. Some might take a day, some might take a week, some might take a year. All right. So everyone's different. Love people where you're at, where they're at. So, you know, like I will say that, you know, there are some days where I will have, you know, 7 three-way calls with team in one day. And I love that because it means that people are having those conversations because they're qualifying leads and bringing them, you know, to that point where they're interested in finding out more. You know, Tash is amazing at this. You know, even the way that she enters into a three-way chat with someone and adds me into the chat, the way that she, what's it called? Like validates usually at that point me as an authority in this business. So all of a sudden the person that she's bringing in actually is listening to me as an authority. Does that make sense? So whenever you're entering into a three-way chat with someone, if it's in that position where whether it's written or whether it's via Zoom, when you're making some kind of an introduction, like keep it casual, keep it conversational, but put the person that is already in the business, so whether that's your upline or your sideline, make them a person of authority in this. It's not about raising up the person that you're like your potential. It's about raising up the person that you want them to see as a person of authority. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, when it comes to objections, because we all get objections, right? I always go back to the feel, felt, found. So it's always about validating how that person feels, whatever the objection is. So it's things like, I honestly know how you feel. I felt the same way, but what I found is. So it's just a really simple way of saying, I completely understand. Like I used to feel exactly the same way, but what I found is, and it could be anything to do with, you know, the product or the business or, you know, the science or absolutely anything. Okay, you can always apply that, the feel felt found, to any kind of objection, and it just keeps it really simple. And it, rather than getting the other person on the back foot, you want to keep those, the doors of communication open. So you want to actually say it's okay for them to be feeling the way that they do. Those objections are completely valid, and work through that with them. Again, it's a really good idea to use three-way calls with an upline to see how they use verbiage around that and see how they overcome objections. That's how you learn. It's how I learn, and it's how, all of you guys can learn. So the other, just couple of things that I wanted to touch on, kind of post-conference and all of that kind of thing, that I think is really valuable and has actually helped me over this past week is, what is your vice? Can you identify the one thing, the one main thing that actually stops you from taking action in your business? Is different for everyone, okay? It could be that you're a procrastinator. It could be kids, time, money. It could, think of all those excuses. We all have them, right? We all have the same general excuses, and yet some people succeed at this and some people don't. So why is that? Think of, try and identify what your one main vice is, that one main thing that stops you from taking massive action in your business every single day. Because once you identify that, you take the power away from that, and you can kind of identify the times when that thing is kind of kicking into place. So if you I'll actually share what mine is. Mine is, I'm such a bad procrastinator. When I have a list a million miles long and I'm just like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's just too much. I'm not going to do any of it. And I'll sit down with a cuppa. You know what I mean? I hands on heart, procrastination is such a huge thing, and I'll fluff around doing stuff that really isn't high paying, and I'll waste time. I'll make myself feel good about the fact that I've, made some pretty flyer, or I've done something else. I'm actually taking action in my business, but it's actually not paying me at all. So you need to actually identify the one main thing that stops you from taking massive action in your business every single day. Because once you can identify that, then you can identify it as it's happening, and you can stop it from happening, or you can just take that power away from it and just get shit done, basically. So I have found, honestly, that has been such a big thing for me, because now it can't be an excuse because I'm so aware of it. Does that make sense? When you're aware of it, it takes the power away from it. So I hope that helps you guys as well. And I've also done what Kim's doing. I know what that Michelle's putting it into place, but starting to work in 20-minute chunks in my day. So, some people do 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I found 20 minutes is good because I can get 3 different things done in an hour. And I just, for me, if it means I'm just doing, focusing on team page, as a leader, there are certain things that I have to look for in the team page and respond to messages and things like that. I'll just focus on that for 20 minutes. I don't think of customer care. I don't think of new, conversations. I don't think of anything else. I'm just focusing on that, or reaching out to team. So it's just, breaking things down into 20-minute chunks. I've even started doing that with my housework. Okay, 20 minutes. How much housework can I get done in 20 minutes? Whatever isn't done within 20 minutes, I leave it because I'm on to the next thing. And it's starting to really work well. It works well if you get bored easily, because you're constantly on to the next thing. So, and there was one other thing that both Mick and I have implemented that that has really, really helped us. Who here feels that they are a reactor rather than a responder? So when something happens, you get really emotional real quick. It's 0 to 100, in a split second, and you get upset or you get emotional and all that kind of thing, right? That's me. I am not someone that can just stay calm and, centered and all of that kind of thing. I just let the moment take me, which is great when things are great, but not so great when things are crap. So one thing that we learned, it was on the Sunday as well, but we also touched on it at the NMD meeting, which was really great how this all came together. And it's just talking about the 4 pillars, and it's just talking about staying calm, staying centered, and understanding that for every action there's a reaction. We get that, with let me think of what some of the examples are now, but with excitement, there's frustration, and with, love, there's hate. With, energy, there's, like, just think of all of the opposites, right? So, but what we need to understand is all of that is just an exchange of energy. And so by staying centered and understanding that things happen, bad things happen and good things happen, and by staying centered, it actually keeps that right energy flow into our life, rather than what you're focusing on is what you'll actually attract. So it's, the 4 pillars are presence, gratitude, certainty, and love. So those are the 4 things that we've actually written them on our glass sliding door, and it's the last thing that we read every single time we leave our house, and the first thing we see when we come back home. And it's just a constant reminder that in any situation, be present, have gratitude, have certainty, and have love. So approach all things in that way. And it's really, really helped, I don't know, just us have this kind of calming attitude. And there are things that have come our way in the last week, which I won't go into now. I'll probably share that another time, but where it's literally made me sit down, like smack on my ass, because I've just gone, wow, like I've changed how I've responded to this particular situation, and some other opportunity has presented itself, and it's really incredible. And it's just, like, I hope this doesn't sound too airy-fairy to everyone, but it is just the universal law of how energy works, and energy, an exchange of energy. And it's just, if you just can not react, but choose how you're responding, and choose to be in a certain state regardless of what comes your way, then more of what you actually need is going to, like, more of what you actually want is going to come your way. So those are the things that I've implemented since coming back from conference. But again, getting back to the whole keeping it simple thing, just as like a bit of a recap, please, guys, you don't need to know everything. Leave that up to your upline. Leave that up to a leader. Trust your upline in what they're telling you, that they're going to look out for you. Okay, you don't even need to like worry about the ins and outs and the points and what these numbers mean and how to read this report and all that kind of thing. All of that is learned along the way as you need to know it. The most important thing that you can do is keep it simple. Keep asking yourself, who can I help? And then starting a conversation, connecting them into a 3-way, in like whether that's a message or a call. That is it. That is the most simple system in the world that, you can run this business on. And it is how you're going to get customers and how you're going to build your business. So I'm going to leave it there, babe. Oh, actually, I was going to say, yeah, we've still got a little bit of time, because we were going to reach out to a couple of people, yeah?
Yeah, but I do think we will run out of time, because there's a question I want to answer as well.
Okay, no, you're right. You go.
No, you finished your thing?
Yeah, no, that was it. Well, I was literally going to just open it up and ask if anyone had something that was working for them recently. So just, we focus a lot on like being stuck and struggling and all that kind of stuff. So I was just going to see if anyone has anything, say over this past like week or month or whatever, like something that you're doing that just seems to be working, that's, bringing flow into your business.
All right. Well, well, that's awesome, Naomi. I loved it. Did everyone else love that? That's so good. If anyone has stuff, just for the sake, as we can fit heaps in, if everyone can write in the chat, what are you doing right now that's really working? Or are you doing the 3-way calls? Are you sending video links and doing the follow-up? What is actually working for you, or what are you testing and trying, et cetera, et cetera? And whilst you do that, don't be shy. Chuck it in. Like, you guys are all doing this business. There's got to be something working, right? You're not all failing. You are succeeding in your own way, whether it's faster or slower than the other person. It doesn't matter. Crystal shared her daily DMO 35553. I love that. Crystal, do you just want to type it up so people can write it down, what the 3 and what the numbers stand for, and I'll read it out because I can't remember them all off the top of my head. I just want to quickly answer Tony, who asked a question. How do you introduce the idea of a 3-way chat without it seeming too much pressure on the potential customer? What kind of language? So the way that I do this is in Kim's language, you kind of want to dumb yourself down to make it seem like, you know what, I'm still learning, because at the end of the day you are. Hey, I'm still learning, but I absolutely love your question or whatever it is that they're asking. Would you be okay if I created a group chat, or would you be open to doing a 3-way video chat with my sponsor, my upline, my teamie, my mentor, whatever you want to call them, because they've been doing it way longer and they know all the ins and outs, and I just know that they're going to answer all your questions way better than I can, because I'm learning with you. So if I ever do that, that's what I do. I'm like, I take the authority away from me and give it to someone else. So then they're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, yeah, I am. They're either going to be open to it or they're not. So I hope that makes sense. I'm just reading. Tony's thing is persistence. That's helped her keep going. I love that. Colleen, video links and transformation pages. Perfect. Trace, reaching out and adding new friends. Fantastic. Tennille's felt like her strength is a phone call, chatting with them all the time and ask what's going on and answering questions. I love it. Like, if you're a talker like me, like I've even started doing live streams, guys, because I will sit for like half an hour to think of a post to write, because I'm like, I don't know good grammar, but if I stuff up my verbiage or sound like an idiot on a live stream, it's just me being me. So I'm trying to get all what I love and talk about on live stream video. If you're way better at sitting there and typing something up, play to your strengths. Don't try and be someone that you're not. All right. Tabitha, I've committed to meeting people in person about the business instead of sending stuff. And sharing the story. I love that. That is so good. And again, like, if you're like, I live in a country town. Sorry, is everyone hearing that messenger chat? I'm just going to delete my messenger because it's driving me insane. Who's messaging me and telling me, okay, sorry. Hope you still love me. The one time you get all your messages, right, is when you're busy. So what I love about this with Tab is, guys, if you're in a country town, even though Tab is in a country town, and you're like, all my people I know through social media, I can't just go catch up with them. Your catch up is FaceTime on your messenger. Like, I just talked to 2 people in America. I can't just go catch up with them. Sorry, you froze. So what do? My face-to-face, I book in, let's do a coffee catch up, or let's do a wine catch up over video chat. Yeah? I love that Tab. So playing to your strengths. I'm the same. I can't just have a text conversation. I'm like, get me in front of you, and then it will flow out. Guys, have a look what Crystal wrote. So for the DMO of 35553, 3 posts a day, 5 new contacts, 5 new invites to events or to inviting them to check out information, 5 follow-ups, send 3 presentations, or video tags and messenger link. So 3 posts it means, the way I look at this, I'm like, I'm not posting 3 times on my Facebook page. That's way too much. But I can post once on my Facebook page. I can post once into the transformation group. If you don't run a transformation group but you use it, what's stopping you posting in there? Your people are going to see you. And once if you run a Facebook page, so you can divvy them up, or if you can put it into your team page. And if you have team members and you want to keep the motivation up, you don't have to do 3 full posts on your actual page, normal page, if you don't want to, but you can. Rochelle, scheduling all my posts, time saver, just talking to people, creating relationships. I love it. I am talking really fast, guys, because we've got 3 minutes. But I just wanted to wrap it up. Is that all cool? We all got that? I didn't talk too much gibberish. Fantastic. I am doing Dry July, by the way, so I am going to make way more sense over the trainings of this next month. I just want to wrap up on what we talked about. So choose your how once you have chosen your who. How cool is that? So as we said, focus on who you want to help, and the how comes later. I like to, so this is how Naomi and I are different. She loves to get them straight into a group chat and or a video call, where I'm like, you know what, I'm going to send a link first with the content I know that they need to watch, and then take it to the video call. It all depends on how much time you want to give to this. It is more time consuming. I'm going to be like, the way, if you go straight into a face-to-face, yes, it's more time consuming, but there's also a good side of that, is you're building that relationship strong straight away, rather than the back and forth. Have you watched the video, whatnot? and then getting it into the face-to-face. But if you are pressed for time, you might need to. I just need to get the video out there, because I can spend 5 minutes sending a link. They can give me the time by watching the video, and then when they come back and they are interested, cool, let's book in a face-to-face. Can you see how you can tailor it? So it is really simple once you know who you're working with, whether it's a potential customer or potential teamie. And then if this is still blowing your brain, you're like, whoever your upline you work with, you go straight to them. This is my situation. How do you think that I can do this? How do you think I can help them? So if you come to me, I'd be like, hey, tell me about them. Have you done this? Have you done that? Okay, this is what I suggest. That's how simple it is. You use us. We're here to be used and abused, as I say. I hope you can all hear me. My thing's saying low system resources may affect your audio. I don't know what that means, but whatever. Cool.
Hey babe, can I just quickly touch back on what Tony was saying, her question about, I know we've only got like a minute and a half.
Yeah, I think it's a minute left.
Saying about how do you introduce a three-way call to a potential. So the way that I do it, and the way that I would recommend you guys to do it, is that, you're just in a normal to and fro conversation, like building rapport, all that kind of thing. When you've kind of find out a little bit about them, so they could talk about how their kids are always sick, for example. That to me, that's when I usually say something like, oh my goodness, I know this girl, and she just like had, she was in exactly the same position as you. I would love to connect you. Would you be up for like just to catch up over wine on a FaceTime or something like that? Like, it's just about sharing stories, guys. It's not about facts and figures and things like that. It's just about building friendships, making friends. So you're connecting someone else whose story relates to your potential, and you're asking if it's okay if they catch up and, they share their story. That's all you're asking for when it comes to a three-way. Everything else builds from that. So, yeah.
Perfect. Love it. Woo, haven't cut out yet. I love it. If we have time, Alex has asked a question, what product video do you use? If you want to be ballsy, guys, record your own. That's what I did. I didn't like any of them, so I recorded my own. If you don't want to do that, go search YouTube and find your own. That's as simple as it's going to be.